Life is a vacation. You can't stress, because if you do, you're not enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, why are you here? That's the point. That's life. Something you gotta enjoy. I couldn't imagine not enjoying life. Even if I was angry, pissed, going through troubles, hard times. A lot of us are unemployed. If you are employed, I don't know why you're watching this, but you can continue watching. The thing is, there's always a way. And I'm not trying to be corny when I say that. Where there's a will, there's a way. But I've had discussions like these before. If you're struggling with something, there's always something you can do about it. If you're overweight, you can lose weight. If you're underweight, you can gain weight. If you're broke, you can find a job. If the job market is terrible, well, time to live off benefits. That's just the way. In any case, you can't dwell. You can look back for a moment, you can glance, but you can't stay there. You can't stay looking for a long period of time. Eventually, you have to just turn the other way and go forward. I've seen a lot of people struggle with a lot of different things: addiction, body dysmorphia, different mental health issues. And many of them just stay stuck in that place. It's hard for them to break out of it. But what I've noticed with a lot of these people is that they put themselves in that position in the first place. And I'm not blaming them. I know what they deal with is very hard, traumatic. But they have to realize, by outweighing the pros and cons, staying in that place is not good. I have to tell myself this advice as well, because I will also stay looking in the past sometimes. And I don't like being a hypocrite. So this is an advice for all of us, I guess. But it's all right. Look, the job market sucks. I get it. We're all chuds now, aren't we? We're all a bunch of chuds. Unemployed, rizless, cloutless. And I guess it's harder and harder for us to develop any sort of networking, connections, skills, opportunities. You know, some days I really just stare out my window and just relax. I just lay down. A lot of people might find that depressing, but I don't. Because humanity has been doing things like that for thousands of years, just relaxing. You know, if you don't know what siestas are, it's a part of southern European culture, mainly in Spain and Italy, but they literally take naps over there in the day. They just lay down and nap. You know, they're not doing the whole, self-made millionaire hustler kind of thing, that we do in America or whatever. Going to the gym. And those guys are just living their best lives, man. Like, living up to like 100 years old. It's just our generation and where we are culturally as a people, as a society. But my point is, you can't stress. That's just not good for you. It's gonna keep you back. Overstressing, at least. Some stress is like, okay, maybe it could help propel you to, go and do something. But overly stressing will not help. it might make things worse actually. It most likely will, you know. And you don't want to be at the end of that tunnel, right? When you're fucking driving and you know, you get this moment where you're like, just fucking end it, bro, and you're just looking at a fucking semi and you want to rear end the fuck out of it. You're going 120. That's happened, man. People have done that shit, you know. You ever work a shit job in your life? Yeah. You're coming home from like an hour away after doing some fucking bullshit. You probably had like, I don't even know. You felt like you didn't do shit that day, even though the company squeezed the juices out of you, making you fucking type away on a fucking spreadsheet or whatever. And you're like, how did I just fucking contribute to society by doing fucking all, like what, you know? And boom, you just wanna, you're going home, and in that hour you're going home, you're looking at this truck, and you're like, damn, if I rear-ended that fucking thing. Don't do that. Don't do that, guys. I know it's fucking, it's rough. You have to deal with that shit, but don't do it. If anything, just quit your job and like do something you actually want to do. You know, like, I know it sounds corny. I know it's like, oh man, I can't do that. I need the money. Well, you know, it's your health, right? It's your mental health. It's your physical health, and you got to prioritize. Like, what do you want to do? And if finances are like a huge deal for you, you're gonna have to like figure out a way to use that money and to make you more money. You know, investments, stocks, you gotta figure that shit out. But can't stress. You never stress. That's why, you know, a lot of people look at me and they can't even guess my age right, you know? They think I'm like in my young 20s. And I'm like, dude, like, no, I'm not. I'm pushing 30, dude. It's bad. But it's like, I don't stress, and that's probably one of the reasons why I look the way I do, you know? I mean, taking care of yourself helps as well, but seriously, like, stress is like, I think that's also what's causing a lot of infertility in a lot of young men and women. Pretty sure. It's not good for your hormones. But yeah. I get it though. We're all chuds now, aren't we? We really are. We might as well be fucking chud maxing because, you know. But it's a mental thing. It's not physical. You like I'm saying, if you go outside, you meet people. It's not. They don't know about these terms. We're just online, right? I mean, I guess the younger generation, their majority of them are online, so they're gonna know what the fuck a chud is. But like, we're just gonna have to figure out our own way. We straight up are. We're gonna have to figure it out, right? Connections, neighbors, friends, a lot of this shit is like, it doesn't work nowadays in 2026. It's like, it's all about like Instagram and like, I don't even know what other, TikTok and other social medias. That's where it's at. That's where the connections, and I know it sucks, but our generation just works like that. So we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to figure it out. You know, eventually I want to move away from this style of videos, and I want to start doing like IRL stuff, you know, actually walking in public and recording. Nothing weird and cringe. But for now, I'm just gonna be recording content like this. Just talking to you guys. We're gonna treat this as like a fucking group therapy session, you know. And we're gonna check up on each other. I'm gonna read the comments. I'm gonna look at what you guys are dealing with, talking about, and I'm gonna try to help out where I can. And I'm gonna keep tabs. I'm gonna make sure we're all going good here. We're all doing good, you know. And when the socials drop, I'm gonna give you guys all the socials that I have. We're gonna follow each other and we're gonna make it happen. All right, I hear voices. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, share. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.